One of the most common technical questions we get here at Heco is how do I remove the Planetary from Model 16 gearbox? So what I have here is a 16 CF2 partially disassembled. This is a flange shaft unit with the center flange housing, but this will apply to any of our Model 16 gearboxes, keyed shaft, front flange housing. They're all the same when it comes to how the Planetary is retained. And to get to this point, I'll go over a general disassembly in another video, but most people get to this part on their own, and then they're trying to figure out how to remove this Planetary from the rest of the housing. And so the way you do that is here in the center of the Planetary, around this spline on the output shaft, there is a retaining ring. And it's not a normal retaining ring like you would use retaining ring pliers on. What this is a wire ring lock that looks just like that. And so it's hiding down there in between, you can kind of see it there where I'm pointing, in between the splines of the output shaft. And so in order to get this out, you're going to need an O-ring pick like this here, or something else very sharp that you can push down in between the valley of those splines and pry outward on this wire ring lock. So I'll demonstrate with this one here. Sometimes these can be a bit of a trick. I'm also doing this one-handed, but what you're gonna do is push down until you get it to pop out like that there. And then once you do that, you're gonna pry backward and try to hook and get the leg of that retaining ring up and over the spline of the output shaft, just like that. And you're gonna have to do that all the way around, basically inside of these three open spaces between the gears. So I've got one side, I'll do the other, and it can take quite a bit of force, but once you push outward, simply pry back and up, and you'll see usually once you get the two sides like that, the third will automatically pop up on its own. And so you can see now I've popped the entire wire ring lock up, so at that point the Planetary will just lift off and the wire ring lock will come out just like that. So that's for disassembly. For reassembly, you're going to set that wire ring lock onto the output shaft splines, just like this. And you're going to set the Planetary over top. And you want that open space on the wire ring lock to be directly underneath one of the gears. You got to get the splines to match up. And as soon as you get the splines to match up, it'll drop on just like that. Now at that point, you need two flathead screwdrivers. If you have one to spare, sometimes it helps to put a little notch in one of them. If not, usually you can get it done just with two. But what you're gonna do is the one with the notch is to hold backward directly away 180 degrees from the opening in the wire ring lock. You're gonna turn it at an angle and push downward and drop that wire into the gap between the splines and the outside of the carrier. Now once you do that, you're gonna take the other screwdriver and you're gonna push over one side at a time. So once you've pushed both sides over, you can release your other screwdriver and you've worked that wire ring lock into the groove all the way around. And now the Planetary is retained and you can complete your reassembly the rest of the way. All right.